Well, it's a cold, chilly, windy night here in Tukwila, Washington at Starfire Sports Complex. Mother Nature seems to know that there is a rivalry at hand tonight as T2 travels 162 miles north up I-5. In the absolutely brutal Cascadia rivalry, S2 has stumped the Timbers the past 4 times this season, but they're going to get another crack at it tonight. We'd like to welcome you to the commentary booth. I'm Drew Wan. Alongside of me, my partner in crime, as always, Mr. Peyton Behrens. Peyton, how are you tonight?
Doing great tonight. It's always great being here in person watching a Cascadia rivalry.
Absolutely. Well, it is a whiteout here at hand at Starfire Sports Complex. First 500 fans got a nice towel, but the scoreboard, both teams are going to be looking to black out their opponent, if you will, as we talked about. S2 4-0. They are undefeated against this T2 team. They've faced 4 times. This will be the 5th time in a matter of 3 months. Peyton, your thoughts coming into this one?
It's going to be a high-flying battle. Physical challenges are going to be everywhere. This is the last time that these 2 teams meet this season. Portland doesn't want to come out here without any wins throughout the season series. So they're going to be coming out hard. Well,
before we get into the X's and O's of this one, we like to take a little bit of a recap, if you will, and we look at S2 first. Peyton, they were down in Colorado, taking on the Colorado Switchbacks. That one came out score of 1-1. What did we learn from that game?
We saw Colorado come out early, get on the board. King gets on the board with a 9th-minute goal, but then the game wasn't over there. Sergio Mota comes back. 61st minute goal, Olix Anderson comes off the bench, gets the ball, attacks towards the goal line, slides the ball back across the top of the box into Kovar's feet. Kovar finds the through ball into Mota. Mota puts it away in the 61st. Game wasn't over there, where Sergio Mota, although he was on the score sheet, found himself on another sheet receiving a straight red card. He will not be in this match tonight from that 88th minute red card.
Unfortunate on the S2 side of things. But from the T2 side of things, we're recapping. They had a unique opportunity last week. They got to take on an English Premier League team, and that was the Newcastle United. They came in at their final stop of the United States teams in their preseason play before the English Premier League kicks off. And their final stop was through Portland. And a crowd of about 15,000 people witnessed what you would call an underdog upset, if you will, a 4-3 victory for this T2 team. They stepped up, they answered the call, and they defeated one of the premier teams this world has to offer.
Yeah, absolutely huge for Timbers too, and also the USL, showing that these teams can compete with the English Premier League. That game, Newcastle starts out real quick. 6th minute, they get a goal. Great passing. Portland can't seem to get the ball. Ball ends up in the back of the net in the 6th minute. You think Newcastle's just going to ride this game out. Then Portland fights back, finds himself with a 4-1 lead into the 70th minute. And then Newcastle, score ends 4-3, gets 2 back-to-back goals. 75th, 76th minute, couldn't make that late push for that 4th to tie it. Great win there for Timbers too, coming out, showing, representing against the English Premier League team.
Well, speaking of back-to-back, before that game against the English Premier League team, they took on the Vancouver Whitecaps. They had 1 game on the road, 1 game at home, a loss on the road, a win at home. Peyton, that's why the importance of playing these home games are so evident in USL play.
Yeah, the Timbers go up to Vancouver for another Cascadia rivalry, play them in Vancouver. They lose 2-1. They get on the board in the 35th minute, and then Vancouver makes a comeback in the second half, scoring 2 goals, 47th and 65th minute. Can't hold on there. Then, a week later, completely different team winning 4-2 at home against the Vancouver Whitecaps. It just shows how much home field advantage really means in this league and how different 1 week can change a team.
We know S2 already has that impressive 6 wins at home. And this one tonight, one of the final 9 matches of this 2015 campaign. They come in taking on a T2 team that has been red hot. Previously, these 2 teams meeting, S2 has outscored them by a matter of 8-2. So the goals have been the difference for T2 in that matchup, but these previous 2 games that Portland has played, they've produced 8 goals in those 2 matches.
Portland really looking to ride that wave into this game, trying to be hot, coming in, scoring as many goals, as they can to extinguish this S2 team who has had their number the entire season.
So what have we seen from those first 4 matches? S2 clearly from the scoreboard side of things, have dominated. Peyton, your thoughts about these two teams in terms of gameplay?
S2 getting 2 goals each game really makes a difference. 2 goals could win this game tonight also. 2-1, 2-0. That's just how this game is going to go.
We're going to take a quick break as we pause for the national anthem. We'll come right back and prepare ourselves for this Cascadia rivalry at hand.
Our national anthem.
An exciting rendition of the national anthem there. You start to get those goosebumps on your skin, the excitement running through your spine as you hear Enter Sandman in the background right now. This is the atmosphere you look for here at Starfire. It is going to be an exciting one, to say the least, tonight, Peyton.
Yeah, Drew, definitely. Now let's take a look at these lineups here, see what we got on the board tonight. You got Olix Anderson starting up top for, we're going to start with the Timbers side of things. My apologies. You see Justin Luthi in the goal. He's started 2 games this season. Starting keeper is not available tonight for them.
Jake Gleason.
Jake Gleason. He is usually between the pipes for them. Won't be available tonight.
Gleason, the man, he's tied for 4th in USL in saves with an impressive 54 saves. And also you take a look at those 2 forwards. Mr. Fatau Safu and Stephen Evans. Now, Fatau has been on an absolute tear. 4 consecutive scoring matches he's had. And Stephen Evans, he's a new face to the T2 lineup. He's only had 3 starts already, so he's going to have to counter with Fatau and see what they can do against this S2 lineup. Speaking of which, we transition now to the S2 side of things. As we take a look at the starting 11.
Now, you see, Carawalla is going to be in the net tonight. Charlie Lyon not with the team. So Carawalla, U18 Academy players actually going to get the call into the starting 11. Olix Anderson, role player, used to be a role player off the bench. He's going to come in up top with Pablo Rossi. They're going to try and work some magic up top, get on the attack, try and score 2 goals to make this another 2-0 affair.
So that's the starting 11 for the Sounders FC2. And Peyton, you mentioned Olix Anderson. If you haven't heard this guy's name, you need to now, because this guy has been all over the headlines. He's been all over the news. The hype has been around this guy, Olix Anderson. You've seen his dance moves when he scores, but this guy, an exciting player to watch for. He stepped up in the role of Andy Craven's absence. Craven got called up to the first team. Olix Anderson has stepped in as previously being a role player, but now getting a chance in that starting role to really make an impact for S2.
Yeah, Olix Anderson, quick, speedy forward. He's going to be looking to get in behind the defense tonight. We know S2 likes to play a very direct game. Pablo Rossi's going to slide in underneath him. Olix Anderson's just going to be looking for balls in behind, trying to get one-on-one with that keeper.
S2 in the Olympia white jerseys. The Timbers 2 team in the red. This place is absolutely packed. It's like a sardine can here in Starfire. The community's come out, everyone at hand here in Tukwila, Washington. They're wanting a show. And if the sports gods are at hand, they will get one. This is one of the best rivalries soccer has to offer. You know, you hear stars talking all the time about Northwest soccer, and this is the forefront of Northwest soccer, the Seattle-Portland rivalry.
Yeah, if you're looking for good soccer to come watch in anywhere in America, especially the Northwest, Timbers, Sounders, that's where you want to be.
And they're trying to go to Olex Anderson right away. You saw him right there, the forward for S2. S2 comes into this one with a record of 10-6-3. They sit atop of the Western Conference. LA Galaxy tied with them. They both have 33 points. And it's coming down to the remaining 9 games. So S2 looking to take that Western Conference. But on the Portland Timbers 2 side of things, they're looking to just scratch and claw, find some way in. They're just 1 point out if the season were to end today. As Olex Anderson, an exciting try there, puts his hands up. And that keeper down right away, that's Luthi. We know he came in for Gleason, and Gleason has had 14 starts already this year.
We take
Luthi,
a look.
come in and you take a look at it now.
Taking a look at the replay, and that's just what they call a forwards challenge. Coming in late, can't get away from the keeper there. Olex Anderson, unlucky, just catching the keeper. Hopefully Luthi's able to continue on for the next 88 minutes that are left in this match still.
Well, they certainly are running thin at keeper with Gleason out. But Olex Anderson, Peyton, you and I talked before this game, and with the absence of Andy Craven, a very high-energy type player, loves to make those kind of runs. Olex Anderson, a very, very similar player in terms of just energy level and work ethic from Andy Craven.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be working hard all night. Olex Anderson, just like Andy Craven in that aspect. And that's what S2 is going to need tonight if they're going to want to win over Timbers 2.
There's Anderson, right there, the forward for S2. As Garza now dances that sideline, sends over to Pablo Rossi. Rossi, the Argentine, played in the Argentine Primera Division from 2011 to 2013. He's already got 3 goals, 1 assist this season, including 2 game winners. So we can expect that attack of Anderson and Rossi for S2. And on the flip side of things, it'll be Fatau and Evans for the Timbers attack. Those are the 2 forwards. As you see Anderson there, that guy is not afraid to get dirty. He is, the turf monster is this guy's friend. He is always hitting the ground, always going absolute gutsy when he's trying to make those runs. As the Timbers looking to go to work, it's Winchester.
Winchester really pushing high and central right now early in this game.
As you see the keeper, Seth Carawalla, an academy player, a young gun, having to step up. Charlie Lyon, as we know, not around, as well as the new signee, Peyton, the keeper for S2, the new signee. I believe it is the name blanks me, unfortunately. But anyway, Seth Carawalla steps in as an academy player, and a crucial little turnover there.
Yeah, very poor mistake to make this early. Not even 4 minutes into the game. Turnover on the 18. Very lucky for S2 to be able to get that ball out for a corner kick.
Excuse me, it was Tyler Miller, the keeper, just recently signed by S2. So now Carawalla steps in. He got his first USL start last week against Colorado. Now steps in tonight here in Tukwila as the corner on the way. S2 able to keep track of things. As Portland now charging up that sideline. As we know, Portland scoring 8 goals in their past 2 matches. It has been an absolute offensive explosion for the Timbers team, and they're going to need that because they've only scored 2 goals in the first four meetings of S2 and T2.
Yeah, very different coming into this game. You know, they've been a goal-scoring machine in the last few games, so it's a great move there by Olex Anderson. Been goal-scoring machines in the last few games now, and they're trying to change history.
This Timbers 2 team as Rossi remains onside. Challenged hard there. Corner coming for S2. Well, this Timbers 2 team, You know, we talk about this atmosphere here at Starfire Sports Complex. You know, they just got done playing a game where 15,000 fans were at hand to watch their home match against Newcastle. So, obviously, the high-energy matches, you know, you would like to think that's not going to play a factor in this Timbers 2 team. Both these teams know each other very well tonight, and we could see a little bit of a chess match as one team tries to figure out the other. But it's going to be Rossi from the corner. Sends in the left foot. Keeper no trouble there. As Luthi getting comfortable on the field. You hear the ECS faithful going after it. That's one of the more interesting things about this rivalry is the fan support on both sides of things. It's absolutely brilliant in terms of fan support, not only for S2 that you hear, but also that Timbers Army down there in Portland.
Yeah, Timbers Army, ECS, both of them battling to be #1 fans in America.
Side judge signaling S2 ball.
Kovar a little shaken after that challenge there. Maybe just took a spike into the ankle. A little tingling right now, but he seems like he'll be able to carry on for the rest of the match. Nothing too life-threatening.
That's something that the S2 team needs is Kovar on that field. He's got MLS experience. One of those rocks for S2. Consistent player.
Kovar starting at left back tonight. Usually he's playing at an outside mid. That could show that Ezra's looking for those outside backs to push up and overlap and get into the attack tonight.
A lot of contact there is Miele. And also Garza swarm the Timbers midfielder. Thought it might have been out of bounds there. Referee disagreeing, and now Garza gets a crack at it. Looking for a little help. Going to send it up far sideline. It's McCormick. McCormick still looking to go to work. Now Timbers on the counter. Nice positioning there by Kovar. Now feeds Rossi. Looking for that quick turnaround, not going to get it. Making the run up the far sideline is Winchester. Keowalla, an academy player. He's got to be comfortable here at Starfire Sports Complex, and there's actually a lot of academy players on the S2 side of things. In fact, that whole bench is filled up with academy players.
Yeah, S2 tonight with a short bench, only 4 guys there, but all of them are part of the academy, including U16 academy player, backup keeper. Excuse me. His name is Tor Saunders.
As Olex Anderson hits the ground hard, palms up. Referee gonna agree with his argument. A lot of contact there. As we talked about, Olex Anderson not afraid to get down and dirty, and you're gonna see it right here.
Yeah, him going to work, trying to battle against a defender who is much taller than him. Olex Anderson beats him to the ball, plays it away. Defender still trying to play the ball there. No intent to go through Anderson like that. Just Anderson beats him to the ball, no ball there anymore, and Olex Anderson wins a foul in a very dangerous territory here for S2.
You got 2 S2 players talking it over, but Anderson able to earn this for S2.
Pablo Rossi and Aaron Kovar on top of the ball. Both of them are known as specialists. One's right foot, one's left foot. Creates many different chances.
Rossi's going to take it. Sails it north into the trees. As Luthi watches that one sail on by. 10th minute of play here at Starfire. Cool, windy night here in Tukwila. It's not the spectacular summer night you usually look for in this beautiful Pacific Northwest, but nonetheless, you know, it almost gives that eerie, gloomy sense of this rivalry. You know it's going to be a tough one. There's a nice challenge there. Timbers now looking to slice and dice. They might have something going. Offsides called as Kovar was there to protect. That was the Anderson for Timbers Army. You see him right there. Unable to remain on sides. As Carol Walla now, very young player, but being forced to be in a position of leadership to protect that net for S2. As Son Yang can't handle it. As head referee Levi Rippey signals that one dead. He's gonna have his plate full tonight. As you can imagine, this rivalry very, very physical between these two teams.
Yeah, refs know what they're coming into when they see that they have a Cascadia rivalry on their hands for the night.
No trouble there for the keeper. As both sides patiently waiting for that opportunity, as Rossi, as we know, couldn't get that free kick in a nice position, but Timbers now with another opportunity. It's Anderson up that sideline, sending it into the post, into the box rather. As Garza fighting, scrapping. Bessler sends it over far side. Good challenge there by McCormick. And the long ball, letting Olex Anderson stretch out those long legs of his. Well, make sure you visit USLsoccer.com for the latest news and live stats. Check out the social media hub, USLsoccer.com. Rossi looking to Anderson again. Boy, all things going through Olex Anderson tonight. We talked about him. He's been in the headlines. As we know, Craven no longer at the S2 level. But Olex Anderson, a guy that usually came off the bench as a high-energy type guy, now given that starting position.
And you talked about Andy Craven being up with the first team. That really takes a toll on S2. Andy Craven leading assists for S2 with 5, and also in second is Sergio Moda with 4. So the top 2 assist leaders for S2 not here tonight.
Well, we would like to say not here tonight on the field, because we will have Andy Craven in the booth here at halftime, so make sure you stick around for that one. We'll have the long-haired gentleman Andy Craven, the North Carolina product, live here in the booth. Very excited for that opportunity. As the Timbers now looking to chop down this S2 defense. As Carol Walla, the keeper for S2, has not really been tested, as Anderson again possessing it, now feeding Garza. But that defense flexing its muscle, holding strong there. As Son Yang gives over to McCormick. McCormick, one of the fresh faces for S2, very young, very green, if you will. As Garza now gives Kovar. Kovar sends it in the box. Son Yang trying to get up. Excuse me, it was Anderson.
There's Kovar being dangerous on that overlapping run. You know, Garza finding him, being able to send in that one-touch cross wide open. Great play there from the left side of the Sounders lineup.
Now it's Aaron Long, patiently waiting. Gives it back to Nick Miele. Kovar trying to feed Anderson. On the field for S2, Anderson, Rossi, the forwards. The midfield consisting of Garza, Aaron Long, Amadou Sanyang, and Duncan McCormick. And that back line anchored by Kovar, Fairclough, Miele, and Frano. And, of course, Carawala protecting that net tonight. Side judge signaling S2 ball. As we're getting down to these remaining games in this 2015 season, Peyton, this is one of the last 9 games. It's been an excellent inaugural season for this S2 program.
Yeah, S2 coming out first year in the league and being on top of the table right now, tied with LA Galaxy too. Absolutely outstanding. Ezra Hendrickson has done a great job with this young team.
Well, you know, that was one of the things they wanted to do coming in this one. Build the youth was one of the main key points of this USL team, as McCormick, one of those youthful players, unable to keep it in for S2. And we talk about that bench filled with academy players. It's great chances for these guys that they're getting. As Long, 360s, drops to McCormick, and now Sanyang, the man with the armband, posting up there in the middle. Miele, University of New Mexico product, 2-time USL Player of the Week. That back line, central defender for S2, as a miscue there between Rossi and Kovar. Makes it T2 ball, and now the counter. It's Winchester up the sideline. Looks to go after Fairclough. Overstep, sends it in. And Carawala extending his body.
Good dangerous ball in there from Winchester into that near post. Unfortunately, misreads the run from Caspel. If Caspel would have made that near post run there, could have beat Carawala to the ball, found that shot near post, could have been on the score sheet right now, 17 minutes into the half.
Long sends it over the far sideline. Duncan McCormick, they call him Cap'n Crunch around these parts of town. Actually, usually ECS faithful will give him a box of Captain Crunch after just about every single game, so he's always ready with the post-game snacks.
And he's known for that nickname because of the crunching tackles that he has, but he is not the only one in this midfield who is able to lay a hit. Aaron Long is absolutely outstanding with his tackles, and also Amadou Sanyang. This midfield is a very hard-hitting, defensively midfield, kind of built like the Legion of Boom with the Seattle Seahawks.
Good reference there. As you see McCormick there, getting roughed up. Cap'n Crunch taking a crunch there.
Yeah, that was a pretty Legion of Boom-like hit, too.
The cereal jokes will be coming all night long here from the commentary booth, as S2 will retain possession. Throwing coming, trying to feed Anderson. Rossi riding that backside. Now T2 looking to go after it. Good little challenge there into the box. Nothing going, however. You see Fatau, number 49, possessed there for a little. You can expect him to do the bulk of the scoring for this T2 roster. As we talked about, he's got 4 goals in the past 4 matches, 5 on the season.
You know, Drew, we've talked a lot about Olex Anderson, the stuff he can do. We haven't talked about what he can't do. He is going to have a lot of trouble tonight matching up with those center backs. 2 center backs surrounding him are both 6'4". Olex Anderson stands at a mere 5'7". Balls in the air tonight for Sounders S2 is going to be tough if you're trying to target Olex Anderson or Pablo Rossi.
Portland done a nice job of keeping the ball on the other side of the 50 tonight. They've been retaining it well. As Clark looking for Winchester. Now it's Fatau. We know he's so dangerous. Takes a strike at it. But a nice job of Kovar. Clearing it. Exciting one we have here at hand. Nice crowd out here at Starfire. T2, S2 squaring off as a long shot. Ambitious shot, if you will. A lot of confidence there by Kasipli. You got to watch out for that. We know if you have the confidence to shoot that, you probably have the skill set to do some dangerous things on the field. You got to raise your eyebrows after a guy takes a shot like that.
Yeah, look for a few from distance from Pablo Rossi tonight. We all know that he loves pulling the trigger on those. Hasn't found the net, but I'm still not going to count him out on 1 from 50.
We still look back to that first game where Rossi took a shot from just about the 50-yard line where he saw the keeper coming out of the net. So a sharp shooter on that side of things, but also Kasipli for T2. As Anderson, not the biggest guy, but certainly extremely physical. As the referee blowing play dead here. As Winchester a little frustrated with the call. You see Aaron Kovar there. Feeds Sanyang. Now goes to Rossi. Rossi gives to McCormick. Fronto to Sanyang. Pressure by Winchester. Long being hounded. Garza, nice little drop step there. Kovar, he's got 2 or 3 men in the box, but he's going to take a try at it. As McCormick tiptoeing, threatening.
Absolutely great play there from S2, being able to swing the ball. McCormick starting with it on the far side, play all the way around behind your defense. Sanyang possessing, playing in. Kovar having the patience to sit on top of the box, take a touch to his left, and see the open cross.
Well, now it'll be Kovar here in the 23rd minute of play. Going to take the corner. He's got Miele in the box, who's got some height. Sends it. Miele trying to get ahead on it, as well as Fairclough. Nothing going there as the set piece.
Looking for the tall center backs on that corner. Pablo Rossi was waving his arms about 25 yards out, sitting on top of the box saying, hey, I'm open. I'll take a strike from here.
As we talked about, S2 4-0 against Portland Timbers 2 thus far this season. As we see Bessler fired up with head official Ripley. As Fairclough was a part of that trade with Hammerheads FC for Cutis Law. So he came over here, made his debut actually against T2 on June 29th. The interesting about Fairclough, I mean, this is a very highly touted player. He was named to the USL Pro first team in the 2014 season. It'll be nice having a guy like that, a veteran in that back line for S2.
And Fairclough getting the start tonight.
As Kovar, Long, battling, absolutely battling, still retains possession. Aaron Long refusing to give that one up. As the keeper out, dangerous play as Carawala. Gutsy move. Thought it might have been a handball. Referee agreeing with us. And a yellow card.
Yellow card might have been for something they said after the play. Just unlucky on that handball there. Slides out trying to stop the through ball. He does so, but as he comes down, hand lands directly on the ball. Unintentional, but it is a handball that impeded play.
Already Rippy The head official playing impact in this one as you get a good look at it there.
Through ball coming in. There's the hand down on the ball. Referee has to call it, although he knows it was unintentional. Just gets up, says a few words to the referee. Referee doesn't like that, shows the yellow card.
Kovar, the southpaw, going to take this free kick. Kovar in those bright yellow cleats, looking to light up this scoreboard as he sends it in the box. The header! The header! I believe it was Frano. Just a nice little tap from the side of his head, and that's enough to do it as the fans on their feet here at Starfire against their rivals. 1-0. As they're hitting a little whip over there.
And it was Frano. Ball comes into Kovar, or from Kovar here, flicked on by Long. Frano just in the right spot at the right time, off of his head into the near post. Keeper, not much time to react there. Very lucky for S2 to be coming up 1-0 here in the 26th minute.
Just silky smooth there, just a gliding little glance of the head, and nick that one in there. Make it 1-0 S2. S2. As the PA announcer adding about 25 O's to the word goal on that one. That's a goal there for Giuliano Frano. PA announcer Hugo does a great job of the games here at Starfire. One of the faces of this franchise.
Referee showing a yellow card for the foul. McCormick very unhappy with the yellow card, saying that, hey, this battling's going both ways. Why are you going to call it on me? I'm in agreement with the ref right now. S2, ever since that goal 60 seconds ago, has already drawn 2 fouls on T2. Playing a little aggressive, little high right now going on out there, and that was very well deserving of a yellow card.
Free kick coming. Nice little trickeration there. As Miele using every bit of that 6'4" frame to knock that one out, but T2 still knocking at the door. They're going to go after it. As Delbridge thought he might have had something going.
When that ball comes in, Delbridge is wide open. Somebody didn't stay with their run, and Ezra will not be happy about that.
Well, Delbridge, number 44, looking really similar to his counterpart there, Nick Miele. Both of them backline defenders for S2 and T2. As that was just a skyscraping header there. That was 2 big bodies going after it, and Delbridge unable to just get that downward angle. As you see him there, again, using that height. So some big defenders on both sides of things.
Fancy turn there from Olex Anderson, but the ref didn't allow advantage to run too far, saw the play was dead, and he's going to bring it back for an S2 free kick from about the 50.
It'll be Kovar again to take it. We've seen Kovar transition into that lead role as the specialist. We know Pablo Rossi began this year taking those free kicks, but Kovar really stepped into that and stepped into this role as Miele settles. As Fairclough trying to get a foot on it.
2 very different free kicks there. From the goal that we saw 2 minutes ago, that was a ball into the near post. From that ball, that was a long ball over top into the far post. S2 able to get dangerous attacks on both of them. I don't think that scoring is done for them off of set pieces for the night. Look for another one for S2 on these set pieces. They're very dangerous.
Sanyang getting up. As a hard challenge there, a full speed challenge by Frano. And that is just big kid versus little kid there on that header by Delbridge. You see Delbridge compared to Olex Anderson. That's got to be 6'4" versus, like you talked about, 5'7". Big height advantage there for T2 as we got man on the field down.
That's Duncan McCormick. I think the Timbers heard that his nickname was Captain Crunch, and they wanted to show him who the real captain is on this field. And McCormick might have to come back from that later with his own challenges.
Well, you know McCormick's a physical player, so whenever that guy goes down, you know the pain is real, as McCormick having some words to say for Fatal of T2. McCormick, a Seattle product. Played in the Spanish 3rd Division team in 2011. His first start came against T2 on April 11th. The guy who started all 29 games for the U18 Academy team, McCormick was. And now he's on the field tonight as Frano will become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Make sure to become a fan of the USL on Facebook. As Winchester stretching those legs.
Winchester's been very dangerous on that left side, being able to take defenders one-on-one and then looking to send dangerous balls into the box. He's going to be a huge factor for the rest of the night if S2 can't try to find a way to lock him down.
Looks like Kasipli will take the corner for T2. Here in the 32nd minute, Kasipli sends it in. McCormick right there. Good positioning. As Anderson, nice little turnaround. One-on-one, here we go. What's we got? Anderson, he's got Rossi to his left. He's gonna keep it. Anderson, containing, left-footed shot! Back of the net! Olex Anderson! Excitement here at Starfire! What's he got in his pocket? Olex Anderson breaking out the flag. Celebration, excitement, his body's flying. 2-0, Seattle over Portland.
Olex Anderson absolutely outstanding there. It starts off the corner, the turnover. McCormick heads it out, clears it all the way out to the 50. Oh,
Anderson showing the St. Vincent flag there as you take a look at the goal now.
and that play starts Olex Anderson. He gets the great turn on the defender, takes it all the way 50 yards into the 18. He sees Rossi. It's a 2-on-2. Makes a move, able to push it to the left side, send the defender the wrong way, and put it to the far post past the keeper. Olex Anderson is a game changer. Absolutely outstanding.
Olex Anderson flashing that St. Vincent flag. Scored 5 goals for them during the Caribbean Cup, one of the top scorers as he pulls out that flag, represents his nation and represents S2 with an absolutely just greedy left-footed shot. Keeps it himself, and a fantastic series of individual skills flashed there by Olex Anderson.
And that's Olex Anderson's third goal on the season, putting him in third place behind Darwin Jones and Andy Craven, who are with the first team. So right now, as the S2 roster sits, he is second on the field with goals, and him coming into the starting spot, filling in for Andy Craven being gone, it's like Andy Craven never left.
Well, and this is a guy who isn't afraid to step into a big stage. We know he played for the St. Vincent team in the FIFA World Cup as well as the Olympic qualifiers. Anderson, no stranger when the lights are shining bright here against this rivalry team. Guy able to step up and carry the load when you lose such a presence of Andy Craven. He has stepped up in a major way. As T2 better be careful. They find themselves now 2 goals down here.
And going back to his goal, the turn that he had on the defender at the 50 was absolutely fantastic. The defender in his back is 6 inches taller than him, and he's able to outbody him, turn, and take it on to beat another defender 50 yards down the field. Absolutely outstanding play from Olex Anderson.
Head official blowing that one dead. 2-0 in the 35th here as Frano got one to go, and Olex Anderson just minutes ago as S2 jumping out ahead. It's a white out here at Starfire. We see S2 in those white jerseys. Just excitement all over. One of the best rivalries here in the USL. And it'll be interesting to see how T2 responds. As Anderson turns it over there for T2, and Anderson right back to work. As Clark able to keep him off, now dishes to Delbridge. Delbridge gives it to Thomas, who feeds it right back. This back line better figure things out quickly before the floodgates really open and make this an unreachable game for Portland. As Anderson feeds, now it's Fatau. Have to be conscious of that man on the field, Fatau. But the official blowing that one dead. As Seth Carawalla got a clean sheet so far tonight. The young fella got to be building some confidence here, Peyton, eh?
Yeah, the longer the game goes on, the more comfortable he is in that net, especially in such a high-intensity game like an S2-T2 game.
As more referee action going on in the field. It's going to be a long night for Levi Rippey. He's got his hands full. That paycheck's going to be worth it because he's got just an absolute heated rivalry on the field tonight as T2 and S2, and they're going to be going after it all night long. As T2 seeing what they can get going as Bessler tried working that middle. As Sanyang coming up. Looking for Rossi. Rossi, the Argentine, has that one knocked off by Bessler.
Rossi on the ball could be one of the best players in USL. The stuff that he does, his moves, his passing, his touch, absolutely phenomenal.
T2 looking for Winchester. Winchester being harassed by S2. Winchester's been very active tonight for Portland in the red. It's been that focal point of the offense, but S2's done a nice job. Hasn't gotten any real major looks. Seth Carawalla, the keeper for S2. A little bit untested tonight. As the header by Sanyang. As we know, these two teams have met 4 times already this year. 3 in USL regular season play. One of those coming in the 3rd round of the Lamar Hunt US Open. All the games, S2 has won. S2 has not scored over 2 goals against T2. So we'll have to see if they can crack that 3-goal barrier tonight, but T2 certainly has had their backs against the wall as Winchester now taking a shot. Carawalla, nicely done there by the young fella. Carawalla, you can see it right there on the screen, a fresh face, very youthful, a lot of talent, a lot of potential, and he's showing it tonight. And he showed it last week against Colorado. One of the high potent offenses Colorado was. And Carawalla only got beat once in that game, as we know. It was a 1-1 draw. As Fairclough sends that one to the parking lot. Is that ball sent to the box? Punched out. Now the counter. Garza up the near sideline. Goes into Anderson, who gives back to Garza. Give and go. unsuccessful.
Anderson might telegraph that pass a little too much, and it was an unhappy Sam Garza after the play.
Anderson spinning, dancing, trying to find some space. There will be remaining S2 ball. As Kovar throw in coming. Number 11, Aaron Kovar. As Garza wants it, boxing out. Now Sanyang trying to give to McCormick. And now Fatau, just unable to keep that in bounds. Fatau, one of the offensive threats for T2. Hasn't really gotten his opportunities tonight. S2's probably done their homework and know that this guy is going to be an impact player. As we're reaching that halfway mark, Peyton, your thoughts early on here. But we'll pause as Fatau, he's got a lot of green ahead of him, feeds inside to Winchester. Now the right-footed shot is knocked away by S2 as the fans breathe a sigh of relief there. T2 trying to sneak one in before that halfway mark. Make this one a reachable 2-1 game, but they were unable to do so. As Rossi splits the defense, as only Rossi does. As Fatau back up to bat again. Waits, feeds inside to Winchester. Winchester looking for any sort of space. Patience here on the offensive end for T2. Knocked away nicely by Fairclough. As we know, Fairclough made his debut against T2. Head coach Ezra Henderson must have liked what he saw. He's giving him the start tonight.
Fairclough also found in the starting 11 tonight because starting center back Damian Lowe is on yellow card accumulation, so he will not be available tonight for S2.
Long ball there as Anderson controls. 1-on-2 as he wisely pulls up just a couple feet too far there for Garza.
Garza and Anderson haven't really been able to connect tonight on their passes. Garza seems very upset about it.
We have confirmed there's going to be about 2 minutes of stoppage time in this one as we are approaching that 45th minute. And the corner coming, going to be taken by Zunderson. Corner on the way, it's a high one. Ball bouncing around. And goal kick for S2. So 2-0 S2 lead. Peyton, if you take a look at the previous games, this is going right according to script for S2.
They say history repeats itself, Drew, but we still have another 47 minutes of soccer to play.
Sanyang gives to Garza. Now Kovar. Going right. As Fairclough, long ball to McCormick, who heads looking for Rossi. As Aaron Long coming up trying to get an easy one here to make this a 3-0 game for S2, but they got to be happy with their production from the first half of play. 2-0 lead over your Cascadia rivalry. These two teams just 160 miles apart. The I-5 rivalry. But S2 has gotten every inch of T2 this season. As Rossi, right footer. And that one just left.
Just showing how dangerous of a player Rossi actually is. Ball coming over the top. Defender thinks he's going to take a touch, and Rossi has other intentions there at the end of the play.
I thought he was going to take a touch too.
I was waiting for the ball to come down, him settling it, then finding his shot, but he doesn't need to take any touches.
You never know what's coming with Rossi as the corner lands in the lap of Sanyang, takes a charge and a run at it. And that would have been one for the highlight reel as Sanyang takes a crack from about 40 yards out. As Luthi surrendering those 2 first-half goals. As we want to remind you, at halftime, we will be joined by the ever-so-famous Mr. Andy Craven. So make sure you join us for that. As Evans, one of the players we were watching out for before the game, Stephen Evans, for the Timbers 2 team, having to come in with no Carlton Belmar, who leads this team with 9 goals, and no Blair Gavin, also an offensive threat for T2. As Miele gives to Sanyang. Sanyang pressured hard, Winchester. Reminder, 2 minutes of stoppage time. And we'd like to give a big thanks for Bootstrapper Studios for today's broadcast, live streaming sports and events of all sizes. Make sure to visit them at bootstrapperstudios.com. Nothing going there. Referee blowing this one dead. We'll take it to the locker room break. 2-0 S2 lead. Keep us on your screen, however, as we are joined by Mr. Andy Craven here in the commentary booth. These two teams head to the halfway mark. It is 2-0 here at Starfire in this Cascadia rivalry. Anderson and Garza, the 2 goal scorers. Garza and, Frano, the other goal scorer, as we head to the halftime break. S2 leads 2-0.
Yeah, awesome, obviously. Top players, top professionals, so any chance you get to meet some of them, it's obviously a very cool experience, and obviously very excited that they're in Seattle. One of the best coaches in the world, so getting a chance to meet him a little bit and have a few words was something I'm sure all of us will remember. Always been a United fan, so definitely wishing him and the rest of the squad the best of luck this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of us were somewhat starstruck, especially seeing Schwansteiger here. You know, he's known all over the world, and he's a good guy, was very friendly to us, so it was awesome to meet him. You know, I think Andy Rose definitely bonded a little bit more because he's English, but you know, these guys are world-class players, world-class human beings, so it's good to be around them.
The beautiful game. It's played and loved all over the world. But here in Seattle, We think the game's a little more beautiful in green. Young and old, we were all born in '74. Our passion has no age. A city constantly striving. It's going to take all of us to reach the top. Most people would say 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Not us. We're not just here to win. We're here to make history. We'll give you everything we have. You give us your full 90.
It means a lot. We, the family, we really like it here. So it feels great, and it's a warm welcome from everyone in the club. So I'm happy to be back. It's a big change with 2 kids, but that was one of the reasons that was the reason we get back. In the beginning, we wanted to be closer to our family to get some help and stuff with the first one. But now we have 2, and we feel we wanted to come back here, and we think it's the right age of my still be a good player. So we hope to be here for a long time. I mean, I'm just gonna find my spot in the team right now and get to know everyone. It's a lot of new players from when I was here. So I mean, I'm gonna do I think I'm pretty good with the ball, and I'm running a lot. So yeah, I'm probably they know what they want from me when they bring me back. They know what kind of player I am. So it's yeah, but I'm gonna do what I do, so hopefully it will be good. No, but I know if I play good, they're gonna like me, and if I'm not playing good, I'm in trouble. So it's always like this. But I really like the fans here, and I think they appreciate what I did 2011, and they have read to me, and they've been very nice since I'm the last couple of weeks. So it's good. I love to walk into the field and see all the fans, and it's just amazing. I've been missing that the last 3.5 years, so yeah, it feels good to be back.
Does your child want to take their game to the next level? Enroll them in a Sounders FC summer camp. With a wide variety of camps available for ages 4 to 18 across Washington, Sounders FC camp system provides opportunities for boys and girls of all skill levels to develop their game, interact with new friends, and become a deeper part of Sounders FC. Campers will be able to improve their technique in a fun environment that promotes confidence and learning. They'll even get the chance to meet and learn from Sounders FC players. Sign up today at soundersfc.com/camps.
Well, we'd like to welcome to the commentating booth Mr. Andy Craven. Peyton, you and I are no longer the most attractive guys in this place because we bring in Mr. Andy Craven, one of the faces of this S2 team. Andy, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
Appreciate it.
So, Andy, just right off the bat, from tonight, what have you seen? A nice 2-0 start for this S2 team. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's good. Every time we play Portland, we seem to have an extra chip on our shoulder, and we try to take it to them every time. Looks like we're moving the ball fast. Olex is getting some good work up top, and Pablo underneath him. That's a good combination, I think, right now. And as long as we're getting balls down the wings and crossing them in, have forwards in the box, we're going to do well, and that's what we've been doing.
We got to give you a headset, man. You could come here commentate with us, man. You got the inside scoop.
Come take my job, man.
So, being a part of this S2 inaugural season, you've been one of the faces, just excellent success for S2 in the season. Now you're up at the first team, but just being a part of this first year of this program, what has that meant to you as a player and as a person?
I think S2 will always have a special place in my heart, honestly. It's where I started my career, and it's kind of been a crazy past 6 months ever since I arrived in Seattle, and I'm totally blessed to have come to a city as great as Seattle, and with the fan support and the organization that we have here, it's phenomenal. So I'm just totally stoked to be here, and everything's been excellent.
So go ahead and tell us about your background, like soccer growing up, choosing college, and then coming to Seattle after that. Like, what was all that like? How did it go down? Just give us a little piece.
I have 2 older brothers. They both played soccer, and they were kind of my main influences growing up. My dad would drive me to soccer tournaments all over the country, and they play a huge role in me becoming a professional soccer player. And as far as picking a school, I went to the College of Charleston, which is a really small school in South Carolina. Went there first and was there for 2 seasons, and then I transferred to the University of North Carolina after that. And last year I was a Matt Kerman Trophy finalist, and that was probably my best season that I had in my collegiate career. So then I ended up here.
So going through that college experience, we know so many of these guys, there's the academy route, where you see 17, 18-year-old kids out on the field, and you having 4 years of collegiate experience. Is that play a factor? Have you learned something going through college and just, those years of experience? Does that help you on the field?
Yeah, I think so. My coaches all growing up, when they see the path that I've gone on, they've said things that it's important to have played at every level in the game. And I think going to USL first and getting my feet in there, and as well as being in college, and I think just every step that I've taken has been important and been very influential in my development and my career so far. So, yeah.
Now, coming to Seattle, what did you think of the ECS when you first arrived? Did you hear about them before you came to Seattle, or?
I think I heard them from the East Coast. No, I mean, everybody knows Seattle's got the most incredible fan base and just killer fans, just such great atmosphere and such a positive mentality on things and positive support. When I got here, I couldn't believe it, and it's just blown my mind kind of all the time, just coming to the game today, and just everything's just been fantastic.
About 10 8-year-old kids aligning us just watching you do this interview. So speaking of that ECF faithful, what's the deal with the donuts after the game? I mean, is there a story behind that? What's the deal with the donuts?
I love donuts. I don't know. One time I tweeted after a game, I was just like, great win, time to eat a donut. I don't know.
Now you're handed donuts. I mean, we've seen you after these games just getting boxes and boxes of donuts. And, I mean, you're a premier athlete. So, I mean, you like them? Is that just the deal?
Yeah, I mean, after a 90-minute game, you're all worn down. You run off a couple pounds, and you got to be able to put some
meal.
You got to replace some what you lost. I don't know. Yeah, donuts are good. Fans are awesome, and have brought me some, and the team some, so it's been pretty cool.
So how is this fan support here in Seattle, here in Tukwila playing for S2, compared to the previous places that you've played throughout your years?
100% just the best. It's like I was just in college before, and fan support was good, but not. I mean, here is unreal. I haven't seen anything like it. I've been to MLS games before, and this is literally like the best out there.
All right, now back to the soccer. What's the biggest achievement of your career to this point today?
Biggest achievement of my career, I would say signing my first contract with an MLS team. I think the older I got, every step was kind of topping the previous thing that I did, and signing my USL career was probably the best thing that I did. And then when I signed my MLS deal, that was like the next big thing in my life. So.
All right, and then do you have any tips to any youngsters out there watching right now?
Yeah, of course. Just give it your all. Every time you get on the field is a chance to get better, and if there's one thing you can control, it's how hard you work, and that shows a lot of character if you can bust it every time. So get out there and work hard.
Well, we like to describe your play as blue collar up here in the commentaries. We always refer to you as our blue collar work ethic guy. How would you describe your gameplay on the field?
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good description, honestly. I mean, I like to be known as someone who likes to work hard, and that's a compliment to me. I just try to get in, make an impact on the game, and run fast and focus, and try to do anything I can to help us win and score goals. So.
Well, you've made it happen here at S2, and now you're making it happen on the first team. Thank you so much for coming to the commentary booth.
Yeah,
final question: the hair, Head and Shoulders, or what? Well, what kind of product you got up there?
Suave.
Suave. Bold.
So cool. Just so cool. Thank you so much for having us, Andy.
Appreciate it.
And we see the teams are getting lined up back onto the field. Switch of directions. S2 2-0 lead right now. Portland gonna be kicking off, going left on your screen. Sounders will be headed to the right.
But we just want to thank Andy Craven for coming to the booth. Talk about a cool guy, just a character, class act on the field and off the field. We saw it there. Just a great guy, and obviously a huge producer for S2 initially, and now at the first team for the Sounders. I'd like to thank him for coming up, and it's guys like that build that trust, that community of this S2 franchise, and that's why we get such an outing. The fans come out every single night because they're supporting guys like Andy Craven. As the keeper flicks that one downfield, Winchester giving it all he got. As the spotlight is on, light shining down here at Starfire. Have to see how T2 responds from the locker room break.
T2 on the season, coming in 27 goals on the season, 15 of them coming in the second half. They're a very even team when it comes to scoring. 3 more in the second half. We'll see if that plays a role in here tonight.
Well, now we got 2 guys on the field, and if you're S2, you got your captain down. That's Amadou Sanyang. Not the face you want to see bearing into the turf right now. It looks like that's the Anderson for Timbers, as we get a good look at it there.
You see Sanyang, Winchester coming in and lay on that challenge, steps on his foot. Doesn't feel too good. And then you see Zunderson right there taking a little hack, and it's going to be a free kick here for the Timbers in a very dangerous area.
So it looks like it'll be Fatau. Fatau going to take the free kick. Scored in the 4 consecutive games coming up to this one. Alongside of him is Zunderson. Be interesting to see who's going to take this one. Both charging. Fatau going to take it. Looks like it a little bit of a missed touch there, but nonetheless ricochets off an S2 defender. And now corner kick early in the second half for T2. It'll be Fatau to take it. T2 needs to get something going here. As Fatau sends it. Header! Nice bit of contact there on the top of the head. Hold everything as Fatau. Nice little trickeration there into the box. Ball trickling around. Referee signaling. Another corner kick. T2 knocking at the door. They're not going to go away here as they are 2 goals down. Fatau right back to work. But McCormick able to head that one away. As we take a look at it. And bodies cartwheeling. And that's not what you want to see. That was a hard fall there. Hopefully both guys get up. Winchester up for T2 and Miele. Boy, that's two very large bodies colliding at midpoint right there as you see Miele and Winchester. Miele just flipping around. He's up, he's moving. It's a good sign there. Miele, the anchor of this back line. Durable, extremely durable. Nick Miele has been. He's played a ton of minutes at S2. Actually played every minute for his alma mater, University of New Mexico, his senior year. So we know it's a guy, you know, who's just tough mentally and physically. As up the sideline, S2 in the Olympia white, as they call it. And T2 in the Timbers red. The Timbers have been stumped so far tonight. As a one-on-one little race there. As Carlton Belmar, fresh on the field for Portland. Peyton, we talked about him. He didn't get the start. We were wondering why. Leads this team in goals with 9. Number 30 there. You see him right there, number 30, Belmar. He's got 9 goals, leads this team, outscoring every opponent he replaces. Kasipli for T2. But Belmar back into the game at a crucial time because T2 needs some sort of offense. Or else Portland will be sent back to head south on I-5 with a loss. So Belmar replaces Kasipli. Kasipli takes a seat. And Belmar back on his throne as the top scorer. 4 goals more than the second leading scorer, which is Fatau, who's also on the field. You see him there. So Portland trying to piece together the pieces for some production. As Garza swoops in. Now up the sideline is Anderson. As Sagne now, look at this, it's Anderson, he's gonna show off the wheels. Anderson charging, looking for something. Didn't have much help there, he had Rossi coming from behind as the trailer, but Delbridge able to fend off Anderson from getting a good look there, but regardless, corner kick coming for S2.
Good attack there from Olex Anderson on the counter attack. Unable to get a ball past Delbridge. You know, 6'4", those long legs. Tough to get past him there.
So now it'll be Rossi. He's the right-footed specialist. As we know, Kovar takes it from the other side, but Rossi sends it in. Looking to get up. I believe that was Frano looking for his second. But looked like one of the S2 players might have tried to get up and over. Using a little shoulder there by the T2.
Over the back is not only a foul in basketball, but also soccer.
As Luthi, the keeper for T2, has been beaten twice already in the first half. Luthi having to replace the keeper for T2, which was Jake Gleason, and Gleason has just been a rock for Portland so far this season. He's tied for 4th in the USL in saves. As a hard challenge there as Belmar flips. Yellow card reaching in and a yellow card coming out. Belmar coming into the game and making his presence felt early on. Looks like that was Fairclough being awarded the yellow.
And we'll see what Timbers 2 tries doing from this free kick. Free kick that they just had minutes ago. Tried going underneath the wall with it. Looking for a little trickeration, trying to get on the scoreboard any way they can as we approach the 53rd minute.
Well, Fatau for T2. He scored in 4 consecutive matches, and he's looking to make it 5 here.
And if he can score with his back to the goal like that, I will be amazed.
The wall of S2 being repositioned. Referee saying, we are good to go. Fatau backs off. Zunderson, left-footed. Athleticism at its finest as Carawala stretching out his claws and keeping that net clean. Good showing there by the young fella, Seth Carawala.
Absolutely great display of athleticism there from Seth Carawala.
As a left footer into the box, getting up is Winchester. And he had landed right into the lap. A little easier save this time for Carawala.
Yeah, I think he's more comfortable with those saves than the one that came before, Drew.
As a run there. Fatau taking a shot.
T2 is currently throwing everything that they have forward, just trying to get onto the board early with enough time to try and find an equalizer.
Winchester using that big frame of his. Lot of limbs, Winchester being carried to the ground. Looks like by Sanyang. Referee blowing that one dead. Looks like Sanyang just dragged the jersey down to the ground.
Yeah, definite foul. Poor decision there from Sanyang. Just wrapping him up and pulling him to the ground in a very dangerous position. The Sounders coming out early in this first half, playing a little bit aggressive, multiple fouls in dangerous areas. This could come to haunt them. T2 could send up those big bodies and score on any of these opportunities here.
Fatau into the box, trying to get a header on it. As that one grazes the hair of Delbridge. Gets nothing going there. The Timber shot goes to the trees. Well, make sure to follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. That's at USL on Twitter. As Seth Carawala, just his second start in conference play here this season, looking very comfortable now, the keeper for S2 has. As up the sideline is Zunderson, trying to feed Fatau. And Aaron Long, the UC Riverside product, comes up and takes that one away. As Thomas skids it across. So Peyton Wright, from the halftime break, have we seen any adjustments by these two teams?
Timbers are definitely pushing higher in the attack, as we see coming in right here, sending up 7 numbers right now.
Nice little flick to the far side, now into the box. Header, trying to go up and over.
It was Nick Bessler on the back post there. Nick, we know his older brother, U.S. national team center back Matt Bessler, played for the in the World Cup in 2014. So Nick, has someone to go to whenever he needs some advice about being a pro.
Bodies colliding. Player down for T2. And Zunderson fighting hard as Long. And McCormick.
And T2 in the second half is playing a lot better, and I think that's due to the high pressure. They're sending numbers up. They see that they're down 2-0. But in the first half, they kind of sat back and let the Sounders just possess the ball however they wanted. In this half, they're pushing high. They got numbers up. The defense can't really possess the ball cleanly. T2's looking for a turnover and counterattack, and I think that they're going to get a goal in the second half off of that.
Olex Anderson went flying. And Juliano Frano had one of the goals in the first half.
Frano's second goal on the season, both of them coming from the Timbers. His first goal coming as a game winner in the 88th minute of the April 11th affair between these two clubs.
As now Garza shows his strength there with that one. As Luthi has been able to keep it clean here in the second half. (2-0) the scoreboard leads, and Peyton, your thought process if you're S2. You got a nice little lead here against Portland.
Don't sit back. Chelsea is the only club in the world who can park the bus for 90 minutes and be able to get away with it. S2, if they try parking the bus this early, 30 minutes left, it's anyone's ball game.
Winchester keeps it in. Taps. With the left foot, nothing there. But challenges. T2 still. As Anderson just being pulled hard there by Kovar. Down to the ground as the Anderson goes.
Pushing going both ways between those two players, Anderson and Kovar. And Anderson making his claim with the referee, and you know, he has a pretty good argument there. Kovar had a great hold of his jersey and pulling him off the ball. Loses it, gives up a foul to Kovar, and he's unhappy about it.
Booming kick downfield. As Miele stays strong, but hits the turf. Miele talked about one of those backline defenders along with Frano, Fairclough, and Kovar. And along with the keeping of Carawala, this S2 team has shut out Portland for 61 minutes of play here. Winchester again has seen a lot of action tonight.
Great ball work there, and the fans love it.
Luthi looking for some help. McCormick not afraid to shove his nose into the thick of things there. As a nice spin-off crossover. Aaron Long looking for Anderson. Del Bridge, a sliding denial. As the ECS faithful still going strong here. They never seem to stop. Now, Peyton, you've been a part of that ECS faithful in your fan career, if you will. What's it like being in the thick of things with those guys?
Absolutely amazing atmosphere. Some of the nicest people in the world, and they just want everyone to join in the fun. As we get a sub coming on right now, you see Duncan McCormick exiting the field for number 52, Academy player Lorenzo Ramos. He's a midfielder, 5'7", 140 pounds, and at the age of 18 years old, coming onto the field in the USL.
So some youth being swapped onto the field as Lorenzo Ramos, the Academy player. He's getting some experience tonight with S2. And this is some major experience. Big atmosphere tonight as the Timbers traveling up, trying to get that first win against S2 on this 2015 season. As Fatau gives it full speed ahead is Winchester. As Portland has just been a little bit fooled here by this S2 defense. Winchester goes down hard. And we'd like to give a shout out to one of our home team players here in this production staff. It's Steele Brooks. It's his 26th birthday. He's a part of our graphics production staff. Happy birthday to Mr. Steele Brooks. Always got to celebrate a guy's birthday, and a part of that Bootstrapper Studios that puts on this production. They do a fantastic job. So happy birthday, Mr. Steele Brooks, 26 years young. As Fatau sends that one. Doesn't even get it in play.
Don't know if he was looking to find Carol Wall off his line there or looking for the back post. Found out of bounds, Drew.
You see Carol Walla right there in the orange. Cool, calm, and collected Seth has been tonight. You know, it's one thing going out there and having a shutout. It's another thing having a shutout against your rival and Portland Timbers 2 team, a very tough ball club. But Carol Walla, you know, he flashed some athleticism there in the first half. Couple nice, impressive saves. As we have a man down on the field for Portland.
And that looks to be, number 40, Mr. Payne. Seems to be feeling a little pain in his head right there. I mean, head injury is nothing you want to deal with, and referee makes him come off the field, waves him right back on. Looks like nothing too serious.
Romas trying to see what he could do against Thomas there. Thomas looks for Fatau. And now we're getting some little action on the field as Aaron Long is right in the middle of it. Nothing signaled by the referee, though.
Just a stern talking to, and sometimes those were the worst growing up, right?
As you get a look at it from this angle. As Bessler and Aaron Long brushing off Bessler, and that might be an understatement. Good little shove there. These two teams know each other very well, as we talked about. This is the 5th time they've met in 3 months. And S2 undefeated, a perfect 4-0 against these guys. They have had this Timbers team on speed dial. They have had their number. As Fatau trying to box out Son Yang. As we talked about, S2 atop of the Western Conference with a win tonight. They secure the outright top spot. They're tied right now with LA Galaxy 2. And Portland Timbers 2 with a win tonight that would put them in the playoff. They'd get them that last playoff spot in the Western Conference. Right now, they're 1 point out of the picture. So a win tonight would be big. In fact, a tie would be big for the Timbers.
LA Galaxy 2 does play on Sunday, though, before the weekend ends against T2 at Portland. So LA Galaxy, seeing the outcome of this game, then looking to see what they have to do to remain on top of the table.
Up that far sideline, the Timbers looking to go at it again. But just a swarming defense that S2 has provided all night long.
Yeah, we're getting close to 20 minutes left in this match, and they're going to start taking their time on the ball with throw-ins, free kicks, trying to clear the ball out of their end. They're going to start playing prevention soccer here.
That one's tapped out, but now we got a set piece coming for Portland. They're going to see what they can do, and they got a chance to set things up. As the Anderson is going to take it from the corner. It's a good look for Portland as the ball comes in, punched away nicely there by Carawala. As another one. Knocked away this time by Son Yang. Delbridge. Thomas gives inside. Rossi fighting between two Timbers defenders, retains possession. As Garza bobbing and weaving. And they're going to say Garza pushed off as he's frustrated.
And Garza leaves a body on the ground as he has a word with the official. You can see very frustrated about that call.
As the medical staff.
And it's Payne on the ground again. And you can see here Garza just battling for the ball. It's that left leg there that Payne's grabbing. Garza just on the back side of it. Not intentional there by Garza. Yes, it's a foul. Garza's in the wrong here, arguing with the official. Hopefully Payne's okay and able to go on for the rest of the match.
Payne's up. He's moving. Not what you want to see. As he heads to the sideline. As Delbridge swings over to Thomas. And now Payne didn't suffer too much of it.
Waved right back onto the field, ready to play.
Thought it might have been a hamstring there by Payne. We know it's a cool night here in Tukwila. Thought he might have pulled something, that's what it looked like, but regardless, he's back. As the Timbers have been unable to get anything going, they've been a little stunned here. As you show it right there, that's totally indicative of this S2 defense. Just swarming, suffocating. And on the flip side of things, S2 not exactly putting anything on the offensive side.
No, Portland's throwing up numbers, and S2 wants to make sure they don't give up anything tonight.
We saw in that first half just about every single possession going through Olex Anderson. And right on cue, there he is now. Going to see if he can keep it. Whistle blows. Offside, Olex Anderson.
Olex Anderson, a little faster than the defender there. Just catches himself offside. T2 looking to counter off of that, as Winchester's also flagged offside, but the center doesn't see it and blows it dead right there.
As we see, here's the look. Olex Anderson going hard to the ground. Tell you what, gravity is not that guy's friend. He always seems to find himself on the ground. I think that's just, that's just how hard this guy plays. I mean, this guy is always going 100% sacrificing his body. You saw it there, unable to remain on sides, as you saw from the instant replay. Olex Anderson has just been the spark, that constant energizer bunny for the Seattle team. I mean, this guy goes 100% of the time. As Fairclough, we can hear his cry of pain from up here.
Very dangerous forwards tackle there, going in late on a defender, spikes up. It's not what you want to see. You know, frustration might be getting to him being 2-0, but with a ball coming into Fairclough like that and Winchester not backing off, spikes up. He knows he's not going to get there, still makes the decision to go in, receives the yellow card.
That one just a stinger, but that hurt nonetheless. We can hear him up here from the booth.
Now 78 for Timbers 2 is number
Good to see him up.
Ronley for number 15, Jeterson.
As we're going to get some substitutions for Portland.
We have Blake Bodley coming into the game, number 50.
The yellow card is 74 for Timbers 2 player number 77, Rundell Winchester.
Referee blows that one dead. As we're getting close. And now a chance, fresh into the game.
It's Blake Bodley trying to battle.
Blake Bodley using that body, able to keep it in bounds there.
Bodley listed as a midfielder, 5'8", 140. Representing his hometown of Tigard, Oregon. Drew, have you ever been to Tigard?
I think it's Tigard.
Tigard?
Tigard.
Excuse me, I apologize to the residents of Tigard.
140 pounds, and he appears to be every bit of it, but still, hats off to Bodley for getting in there and roughing things up. As you see Olex Anderson down on the field for S2.
Olex Anderson, last time he was at Starfire playing Arizona United, scored 2 goals in the first 14 minutes and then got stretchered off in the 30th. So 2 injuries in a row here for Olex Anderson. Hopefully he doesn't have to get stretchered off again.
Garza just sends that one out of bounds. Anderson unable to even get up. He tried just standing, and that's not what you want to see. Like you talked about, this guy stretchered off last time he was here. Hopefully it's not a similar result, grabbing that appears to be Achilles. Trying to stretch it out there, see what the diagnosis will be from the training staff as he's up. Awkward landing there by Olex Anderson. As he hobbles off the field. Have to see if he can stay on the green. Being attended to there by the medical staff.
Fans chanting his name quickly became a fan favorite after seeing the electric play of Olex come on as a sub, changing games. Now he worked his way into their hearts.
Bateman, we actually had the opportunity to call that first game where Olex Anderson came in and just, I believe it was in the 88th minute, if I'm correct. It just came in right from the get-go and was able to provide that goal, which propelled S2 to the victory. And now, as we saw Andy Craven up at the first team, he steps into the starting role. And now an opportunity for the young fellow, Ramos. And just some whirling palms up action.
Ramos is called offside there. Garza plays through the whistle. Claims he doesn't hear the whistle and shoots the ball on goal and gets a yellow card for it. You can't do that. You have to know that. Trying to keep your head in these last 15 minutes of the game.
Coming into this game, there were 13 yellow cards between these two teams in the first 4 matchups. And we have seen just a whole deck of yellow cards handed out tonight.
The referee has issued a yellow card in 77 minutes to S2 player number 88, Sam Garza.
Yellow card given to Garza. Garza, a guy who likes to play with a full head of steam, and he lets everyone know it, and he showed it there. Well, Peyton, you talked about it during the game. History repeats, and we've seen 2-0 games between these two teams so far this season, and it's looking that way now. Don't want to speak too soon, clearly, as Garza tries to get through that thick of things of the Timbers defense, but clearly just a similar game thus far tonight.
Consistency could be a key word used for this series. Sounders scoring at least 2 goals so far in all 5 games that they've played against T2. And so far, 2 goals has been shown to be able to win the game. S2, excuse me, is hoping that that's the same tonight.
There's Bodley flying around the field. Action now. As Winchester was trying to find Fatau. Now Winchester again. Splits. Nicely done. Trying to create the separation. Now Fatau sends right. Cox back. Deflection and corner.
Deflection there off of Long. Long was actually drafted by Portland in 2014, released, and the next day the Sounders picked up Aaron Long. So good pickup there by the Sounders, and T2 might be a little bitter that they don't have Aaron Long in their organization anymore.
Aaron Long, Oak Hills, California product, went to UC Riverside. So now we got a corner kick coming. Beautiful opportunity now for Timbers to work their way back into this one. But a skyscraping header as Bodley hits the ground hard. But Timbers keep possession. Offsides. As you see Bodley there. Born in 1998. Doesn't that make you feel old? And that guy, extremely talented, got to be 17, 18 years old, shining here in a Cascadia rivalry game. Hats off to Mr. Bodley for the Portland Timbers 2 team. As Garza, nice little backflip. About 10 minutes left, plus stoppage time in this one. It's been all Sounders here tonight. Portland unable to get anything going on the offensive end, as well as on their set piece plays. Just been remarkable defensive effort by the men in the Olympia white. It's been a white out in Tukwila, as a miscue there between Thomas and Bodley brings some laughter and some jeers from the crowd here.
Some miscommunication there on that sideline. Turns out just to be a turnover, and that's been the story of the night so far for T2.
Up the sideline. But Aaron Long. Looks like we got a little controversy on the field.
Calling a late foul there on that challenge that Kovar came into. Looks like he stepped on Winchester's foot. Winchester came up, hurting a little bit. Asks the ref why the call wasn't there, and sure enough, the ref awards it. So a little good luck there coming for Winchester.
It looks like we're going to get a substitution on the sideline. Not quite yet, however. Be conscious of that, though. As the free kick coming, taken by Bodley. And now Olex Anderson, a one-on-one opportunity. Anderson, we know he has that St. Vincent flag in his back pocket. He flashed that after that first goal of the match, actually. Held up that St. Vincent flag.
And we have the sub coming on now. Olex Anderson is going to be coming off the field for number 54, Diego Silvas. Silvas is an academy player listed as a forward, 17 years old. Absolutely outstanding for such youth to be on this field tonight in a rivalry game. This has to mean the world to them.
Olex Anderson taps off to his younger counterpart. Anderson, great night. You could start to tell fatigue beginning to become a little bit of a play. That's, one of the side effects of having a guy who plays with such high energy. But regardless, a throw-in coming for Timbers. They're still very much in this game. As a corner kick coming now, they're going to see if they can get something going from the corner. They haven't even gotten a real good touch on it.
And you see the Sounders, all 11 men within 30 yards of the goal. They are packing the 18.
Here it comes. Carawalla hasn't been totally busy tonight, but when he's been questioned by the Timbers attack, he has answered the question as he has a clean sheet. An impressive showing for his first debut in regular season play for this S2 team.
Yeah. Starting early in the second half with a great outstretched save there from Carawalla. Best save of the match that he's had so far.
Frano. Silvas looking for Rossi. Rossi dashing. McCormick sliding in. Garza as he's slow to get up. Play continues. As Fatau now.
Garza coming back into your picture there.
Header. Kept in by Carawalla. Winchester threatening there. Thought he might have been able to get one, but regardless, Seth Carawalla, one of the headlines of this match, certainly. Carawalla just 17 years old. Fatau gives to Bodley. And another miscue there. Might be showing a little bit of the inexperience, if you will, by Bodley. As Son Yang gives over to that far side. Kovar being defended by Winchester. Two bright yellow shoes clashing at midpoint. As Son Yang now gives back to Kovar. Frano signals he wants it. He's going to get it.
Good switch of the ball there from Kovar to see the open side of the field.
Silvas. Ball lands in Frano's lap. Well, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Peyton, the clock is ticking down if you are Portland. And if you're S2, it might be time to start thinking about parking that bus. As a little throw off there. Sparks the T2 attack. It's Belmar leading the charge. Cock it back and just a little surprise there by the S2 defense.
Waits a little too long. Kovar's able to recover and pick the ball from his back pocket.
I don't think he saw that one coming as Belmar reached back with that right foot and was just pickpocketed by Kovar. As Fatau. He's only got one other man to help him in the box. T2 might need to start thinking about bringing some other help as Fatau again going after it. 3 defenders in the area.
88th minute, and Long is laying out like that. Absolutely great hard work put in from Aaron Long there. As we see Fatau receiving the yellow card for the foul on Aaron Long after the play, and then giving some words to the ref. Refs do not like it when you talk to them in a negative manner, Drew.
We'll get that view on who that really was off of. Fatau thought it was off of S2. He might have been right on that one.
Can't read his lips there, but I'm sure he's not too happy about that call.
Fatau with good reason, however. It looked like Long sliding in there. And now Fatau, he's not done. He's arguing. Tell you what, Fatau has been in the ear of head official Levi Rippey all night. When he's done with soccer, he might as well just be a lawyer. Then he's arguing all night long.
Yellow card in the 89th minute to Timbers 2 player number 49, Fatau Safiu.
Been a whole bunch of yellow cards being awarded tonight, but I believe the officials have done a nice job of keeping this game contained.
It's always good when you have a rivalry game, but it doesn't get out of hand. That's something you don't want to see is, you know, arguments and almost fights breaking out every 5 minutes. So great job by the officials tonight.
Winchester gliding. Just nothing going there. You see the frustration on the faces of this Timbers 2 team. We'd like to give a big thanks to Bootstrapper Studios today for the broadcast. Live streaming sports and events of all sizes. Visit them at bootstrapperstudios.com. As we're about 5 seconds away here from that 90th minute mark. They're going to be 4 minutes of stoppage time as S2 a commanding 2-goal lead. As Timbers being stunned as Silvas looking for Rossi. To Frano. Out to Silvas. Bodley getting fancy.
You know, and the Sounders being able to possess the ball when it matters tonight has been the key to this game. They've been able to pass the ball really, really well when they need to. Late in the game, trying to kill some clock, or early in the in the first half, you know, tiring out Portland, able to score off of those. Great work tonight by the Sounders in their passing.
Kovar looking for Rossi. Rossi trying to remain on sides. He does so. Sivas still got it. Now drops to Rossi. Rossi fires away.
And a good block there from Blake Bodley. Could have been a very dangerous ball in from Rossi, whether he was aiming on goal or for a cross.
Ramos gives to Son Yang. We're in stoppage time. There's going to be about 4 minutes here. As Kovar has it taken away. If T2s want to do something, potentially walk away here with a tie, they're going to have to go after it fairly quickly here. As the clock is ticking. And S2 appears like they are going to be moved to the outright top dog in the USL Western Conference with 36 total points after 20 games. Put him at 11-6. As Fatau being absolutely denied, as he has all night by this defensive S2. And the Seattle Sounders FC2 team in their inaugural season appearing like they're going to walk away with their 11th win here tonight at Starfire. Give them a 9-1 home record.
Drew, no one gave them that 9-1 home record. They flat out earned it. This team is absolutely fantastic at home. As we get a replay of the foul just occurring on top of the 18. Sanyan coming down hard. No intent there excuse me. I'm blanking.
I believe that was Fatau in there on the
Thank you,
contact.
Drew.
That's about the 34th flip we've seen tonight.
Yeah, guys are going up in the air, jumping high, and coming down hard, Drew. Gravity is real.
Carawalla sends that one downfield. An impressive night for him. A 17-year-old. Throw a clean sheet on this guy's resume. As Sivas gives to Aaron Long. Now at that 94th minute mark. And you can hear the sound now. S2 commanding, convincing, controlling this Portland T2 team here at home. S2 moves to 11-6 and 3 overall on this 2015 campaign with another victory, their 5th victory over T2 this season. Those 2 goals coming in the first half by Frano and Anderson. We'd like to thank you for joining us. From Tukwila, Washington at Starfire Sports Complex, I'm Drew Wallen. Alongside of me, Mr. Peyton Behrens. Thank you for joining us, and have yourself an excellent night and a great weekend.
Yeah.